Welcome back to another VOD review, where today we'll be looking at a fan who's been stuck in Plat trying to get into Diamond for some time now. This player submitted this VOD through the community Discord server where he got priority, so make sure to join that. And also follow my Twitch where I'll be streaming live VOD reviews. Both links will be in the description. Enough of all that advertisement, here's the video. But before I tell you what can be improved in each clip, I'm gonna play with none of my own input and I want you to try to see what can be critiqued.
Reloading. Spike's there.
Starting on round 3, Jett pushed up into male and B heaven very aggressively. When she's being this aggressive, she's taking a huge risk because she's holding W a lot. Since she's holding W, she's at a technical disadvantage, but she's at the readiness advantage, if that makes sense. What I mean by that is she's most likely going to catch the enemy off guard, but her gun is going to be very inaccurate. She's going to have to slow down and let her weapon become accurate again, so that's a flip of the coin you're signing up for when playing aggressively and pushing like that. I'm not saying you shouldn't do what she did, but just know what you're signing up for. As our Jett follows the raise onto site, she doesn't really clear anything, and neither did the raise. What Jett should have done is probably stayed back and not even followed the raise because the rest of her team was nowhere near, so it would basically be like entering alone, and we all know how that ends. Once the raise was far enough away from her, she was basically a lone ranger. Jett should have waited for her team to catch up, let the stupid raise die, and continue onto site with the information the raise gave them. But since she didn't do that and tried to back up her raise, there are a few things she could have done better. Jett should have cleared as if she was the entry. Because her team was so far away, they don't know what the raise cleared and they don't know what our Jett cleared, so they're going to assume that all common angles were cleared. Behind the screen in the middle of the site, the back corner on site towards T spawn, and a few other spots weren't really cleared. And if they were cleared, they weren't cleared in a timely manner, which is just as important as if they were cleared at all. Once Jett jumps and holds space there, the enemy knows exactly where she is and what she's doing. They know she has her knives out and they know she's gliding in the air, so they probably aren't going to peek. And if they do peek, they know just about where to put their crosshairs because of all these cues she's giving them. What Jett should have done is stood on that little lip on the platform mid. It creates a headshot angle into vents. The reason this is better than what Jett actually did is because it doesn't make any noise and doesn't give the enemy any indication of what she's doing. This would give Jett the advantage because then the enemy would peek without any knowledge of where she is, what weapon she has, and they wouldn't know where to put their crosshairs.
They might be beating us.
Let them use their abilities.
They are beating.
Medic. Reloading. Medic. Medic. Here.
I'm giving anti-wall, wait.
Tingle.
The smoke that Jett placed for that one way is too high. It doesn't seem to block off much, and if it does, the enemy can crouch under it and still see. It would make for a better one way if she placed it on the wall to the right. Sometimes the tops of doorways or the ceilings in areas can make for a good place to put a one-way smoke, but not always. Something that could have been changed about that smoke is that it could have been placed on the underside of that overhang and not the side facing Jett. That would be a better spot for the one-way, but it has more room for error as it's harder to get the placement right. When Jett peeked the Reyna, her crosshair was always on the box, never where the enemy would be. This is a big issue when it comes to pre-aiming, as I see a lot of players do this, especially in Plat and below. Always make sure to have your crosshair where the enemy would peek, not the corner they would peek around. Yes, having your crosshair close to the corner you're clearing around seems more natural and helps you keep good crosshair height, but don't glue your eyes and mouse on the corner. You'll have to move your crosshair to shoot the enemy, but if your crosshair is in the correct position and they do peek into you, all you'll have to do is react and click left mouse. It may seem minuscule as I say it, but that makes a big difference and is an important factor in who wins the gunfight.
Reloading.
Hey, backside.
Many enemies here.
-80 only.
Nice. Bro, you're so good.
Man,
Wow.
nice one. Up.
Nice one,
Thank
bro.
you.
Well played, well played.
This is a very good round in general. Jett did a perfect job of playing her role as Jett. She did a good job separating herself from her team and causing chaos with her smokes and dash. The noise of her dash forces the defenders to take some focus off of the entrance from B main, as if they don't, Jett has a Vandal with their name on it. The smoke placement was almost perfect, just one issue. She placed a smoke at pillar and one just past it, closing off sight from the entering attackers. That one was perfect as it blocked vision from sight, but the first smoke should have been placed in the opening between B main and pillar, where the defenders can hold from heaven and below heaven. This is because when you dash forward, you want to minimize how disoriented you are, and when you dash into a smoke, you have to come out of the smoke with little knowledge of where enemies are, and probably not so good crosshair placement because of the chaos. You're also going to be a bit blind for a split second because of the effect when you come out of the smoke. But if you didn't do the furthest smoke on the actual bomb site, that smoke at pillar would have been good, as it would have blocked the enemy on site from seeing anything, as well as allowing for a safe dash because of that split second where you're pulling out your weapon. A smoke that Jett dashes into would be perfect if there wasn't already the natural cover of the pillar. For example, pushing onto C on Haven from long would be the perfect opportunity to smoke and dash into it, as there's no cover as you dash and you would be vulnerable in the open. Other than that small issue, which wasn't even really a mistake, this round gets a 9.5 out of 10 from me. This play itself was actually really good. The way the Jett updrafted onto site and then dashed through a nade into heaven was really fast, efficient, and caught the Sage off guard. But one issue when players are presented with such an easy kill opportunity is that they become their own biggest enemy. Any Valorant player will tell you that the easiest kills are often the hardest. Heck, I'll even tell you, that doesn't only happen in video games. You can ask anyone that plays basketball and they'll tell you that open layups are sometimes the hard ones. Easy catches in American football are easy to overthink. It happens in all aspects of life because the easy plays are the easiest to psych yourself out about and overthink them and get nervous. Just like any competition, it's all mental. You need to be confident in yourself that you can get that kill, that you are good enough, that you are capable. Mom, would it hurt just to say that once? Also, right-clicking with Jett knives no longer gives them back to you, so if you want to play aggro Jett like this, try getting better with left clicks.
All back. One ramp, one.
Nice.
Ramp.
Enemy spotted. A.
Nice. One ramp.
The peek on the Reyna after falling back at the start of the round was a bit bold already, but the peek after that was pretty damn bold. A lot of players in Plat forget that their enemies, even on save rounds and half buys, are actually competent players capable of winning fights that aren't in their favor. Now, I'm not saying that this was a stupid peek, as she had backup and it seemed like her team was winning the round, but this is something a lot of players in ranks where the players take the game seriously need to realize. It's fine to take that peek, but in games where the enemy are playing better, don't be surprised to get jiggle peek one tapped by a sheriff and an earful from your team.
Nope.
It's mid.
When peeking with an op at the start of the round like this, try to take note on if you're on the side that already has the positioning or the side that has to peek into the angle. If you're the side that has to peek into the angle, it's better in most cases not to slow peek. This is because the enemy already has good crosshair placement and is ready. But if you wide swing with the op or jump peek and dash, you have a better chance of pulling off the upset. If you're the player who has the advantage and gets to hold the angle from the start of the round, sit there, preferably not crouched, and aim at about 3/4 of body width away from the corner at about stomach height. The reason to aim at stomach height is that you can get the kill whether they peek crouched or standing. If you aim too high, you won't hit the crouched player, and if you aim too low, you'll only leg the standing player.
Why are you throwing like that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why the fuck are you throwing, Raze?
This is a perfect example of what I was just talking about on round 17. And I didn't even write that after seeing this, it just worked out. It's like Jett can hear me and took my advice mid-game. I mean, what else can I say? My advice is really out here changing lives. Jump peeking into an angle turns the tables and makes you the more prepared one because you know what you're going to do and you know how you have to aim mid-jump to have good crosshair placement. They're the ones who have to react in a way they're not expecting. At the end of the round, Jett double zoomed in. Never double zoom in, it's the bane of my existence. I can't count how many times I've died because I've double zoomed in. Don't ever double zoom in unless you're holding the longest, skinniest angle that only gives you a pixel. Don't do it, please. No, but seriously, it makes everything a lot harder. If it's an angle where you're going to have to move your crosshair even a tiny bit to get the kill, don't double zoom in. If all you have to do is click, double zoom in all you want. A few general notes I have are that if you're watching this video, you should join the Discord, follow my Twitch, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, like the video, comment, share, and have a good day. Peace.